Hello, fellow teachers, friends, and students that might be joining for our next bedtime story. This is Miss Sweet. I teach at Fairview Elementary School in Roanoke City Schools. I am glad you're tuning in for our next bedtime story. If you pop in and you're watching, make sure that you comment so that I know you're here and I'll give you a shout out. Tonight we're going to be reading a really fun story. It's just kind of a silly story, and it's called Acoustic Rooster, and his Barnyard Band, and it's by Kwame Alexander, and it's illustrated by Tim Bowers. Okay, and this book is hilarious because Acoustic Rooster is a totally fictional character, and all of the characters in this book are fictional characters. Sorry, but they all have names that are similar to real musicians. So I want you to see if you can ask your parents. Hi, Miss Craig, and hello, Ilana, Ethan, Emily, Tanya, and Derek. So this story, like I said, it's called Acoustic Rooster, and the fictional characters in this story have names that are very similar to musicians. So I want to see who knows which musicians we're talking about. So Acoustic Rooster and his Barnyard Band. Acoustic Rooster sat outside strumming his bass guitar. He practiced jazz all summer long so he could be a star. What do you have to do to get good at something? Practice, practice, practice. Now, every year about this time, Farmer announced his plan to hold a barnyard talent show and find the farm's best band. Oh, I wonder who Acoustic Rooster is going to find to be in his band. Well, I wonder if he is going to be in a band. It said he was practicing to get good. Acoustic Rooster asked to join Thelonious Monkey's crew, but Farmer's rules prevented that because they lived at the zoo. Too bad for Acoustic Rooster. Mules Davis led an orchestra that featured 3 cool cats. Ella Fitzgerald had a trio, but Rooster couldn't scat. Rooster was feeling kind of blue, then heard a baby grand. I have a great idea, he said. I'll start my own jazz band. All right, we've heard some fictional characters. Hi, Lily. I'm glad you're watching. All right. So let's see who he gets to join his jazz band. So he went to see his cousin, a pianist of great fame. He found him on the riverbank. Duck Ellington's his name. Oh, do you recognize any of these characters' names? We had Ella Fitzgerald and Mules Davis and Duck Ellington and Thelonious Monkey. They're really close to some real musicians' names. Duck took him to the Cotton Club to hear Bee Holiday sing. Bee said, honey, I'll join your band as long as you can swing. Oh, do you remember the book we read the other night about the Swing Sisters? Does anybody remember what the other name for swing is? It's big band. A drummer with a big old smile was itching for a gig. I've got cowbells and conga drums. I'm a percussion pig. Mighty fine to meet you, said Pig. I'm Pancho Ernesto Cruz. Duck told him, friend, your name's too long. Pork chop is what we'll use. How silly, that poor pig. They won't even call him Ernesto. Calling him pork chop. The talent show began with Mules blowing his bebop horn. Then Ella followed with a song as sweet as candy corn. Mules Davis and Ella Fitzgerald. Acoustic Rooster's band performed a bossa nova tune. The hen from Ipanema made the barnyard chickies swoon. Look at those barnyard chickies. What do you think the word swoon means? How do they look? They look like they're in love with Acoustic Rooster. If you make somebody swoon, it means you make them all feel lovey-dovey. The band's encore came round midnight in grand finale style. Acoustic Rooster's jazzy riff drove the barnyard wild. I know, Miss Craig, all those instruments. It's crazy to think what makes up a band. When at last the votes were tallied, Mules Davis won first prize. Rooster and his band placed second, and tears swam in his eyes. Oh, poor Acoustic Rooster with his buddies and his band. We really got some buzz, B said. Then Mules headed their way. The words he spoke brought lots of smiles. That rooster sure can play. I wonder what Mules has up his sleeve. Well, or up his hoof. Acoustic Rooster headed home, his guitar in his hand. He didn't win the talent show, but he had the world's best band. I think so too. So, look here. At the end of our story, it has a glossary. I thought only nonfiction books had glossaries. But let's look at some of the words, the vocabulary that they have in our glossary. Oh, Thelonious Monkey is based on Thelonious Monk, an American jazz pianist and composer, often regarded as the founder of the bebop style of jazz. And then it talks about Mules Davis. Mules Davis is based on the musician Miles Dewey Davis III, an American jazz trumpeter, flugelhorn player, band leader, composer, and one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. My favorite, well, two of my favorite, Bee Holiday is based on Billie Holiday. She was an American jazz singer and songwriter. She was admired all over the world for her deeply personal singing style. And Ella Fitzgerald, you need to look up Ella Fitzgerald on YouTube. She's amazing. She is based on Ella Fitzgerald, an American jazz vocalist known for her improvisation and scat singing. And improvisation means you come up with it as soon as you get up there. You don't rehearse it, you don't practice it, there are no words, you just go with what you feel. And scat, if you remember what Mrs. Painter has taught you, scat is just you kind of make like gibberish sounding noises. So like scallybee-bop, ba-da-ba-da-ba-doo-bee-bop. So that's kind of like scat. And she is widely considered the greatest jazz singer of all time. So how cool is that? We read a book tonight, Acoustic Rooster. We thought it was just going to be a cartoon fiction book about all these different animals forming a band. Little did we know, some of the names really close to real musicians. So I'm glad you guys tuned in tonight. Make sure you YouTube Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Duke Ellington, Thelonious Monk, some of those awesome, great jazz musicians. Okay, so I'm glad you came. I will see you tomorrow at 7:30 for our next bedtime story. I hope you stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you later. Bye.